dates back to the 1955 start date with Bill Munsey. He's been a driver ever since, not a winner. This craft a winner only one time. It's been a disappointment so far on the season. The KYYX Travel Service, Will Munsey in the cockpit, the second Munsey in this race. The tradition of Bill Munsey continues on. The U-44 qualifying for the first time at 100.4 for the 1982 circuit. Fine boat, dates back to 1972. Oh boy, Oberto, brand new. The first Carlson design to be on the water in the form of an unlimited since back in 1968 when he designed the famous Budweiser, Bardol, Notre Dame, and of course that U-8 Miss Timex. This is an all-metal boat. It's a fine design. It's got a lot of promise. Miss KYYX, up for sale. You want to buy it? The boat is a former Squire shop. It's been around since the mid-70s. The craft, a little outdated in design, is driven by the lady, Brenda Jones. She has a lot more power under the hood than she's so far demonstrated this year. Tempus. This is a boat that's plenty steady. It's driven by Jack SCHAFER Jr., who dates back, of course, to the Such Crust days, his famous father from Detroit. Jack has done a very fine job with this boat on its first appearances. It was one of the top boats in the Tri-Cities, the only one that did much racing, in fact. Kenney Toyota, Frank Kenney Toyota, former Pay and Pack, former Atlas Van Lines back in '76, once the winningest boat of all time. Hit the 126-mile-an-hour straightaway speed back in Tri-Cities and has lots of potential, though she did not demonstrate it at 114 here. The Aronow is a disappointment, possibly the wave of the future as far as hydroplane design is concerned. We may see several of these out here next year, but the Aronow, hitting 120, finally broke its last shaft. We won't see a race today. The Miss Executone Telecommunications, last year's Oh Boy Oberto. That's the one they dropped on the dock last year. The boat's been running very well. Crew Chief of the Year Dan High is the man who twists the wrench on this boat. And George Johnson is bound to be Rookie of the Year this year aboard the U-8. The Squire shop, winner twice this year, the last time coming in the Tri-Cities. Not much competition over there. The boat will be pressed this time. For the first time in 6 years, we see Tom Deeth back at the wheel. Interesting sidelight. He's never driven a boat that didn't have the number U2. Tom Deeth, definitely a factor. The Prodelco is possibly the dark horse for this race. The Miss Prodelco and Mr. Otto is very definitely a boat that's been a sleeper. Much, much faster than she's demonstrated so far. Cracked the 131-mile-an-hour mark in qualifying. Look for Steve Reynolds to be strong. The U-25, the Pay and Pack, the Turbine Experiment, won one race at New York this year. Looking for another. Laid off the tour for 2 races. The boat has been perfectly tested, perfectly balanced. Johnny Walters could be your winner. The U-00 Atlas Van Lines. What can you say? The tradition goes on. The boat setting a world record, 140.801. Chip Hanauer is your driver. The boat gets a little loose now and then, but it always seems to come down flat, and oh, what speed. The odds-on winner today. The Gold Cup winner, winner of one other race also on the tour so far this year.